So that's the thing, you know, I used the skirt that you had and the fender that you offered, so that's kind of where we're at.
That's amazing.
Pretty simple too. I stretched it, but yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. What's incredible is I'm going to show you some pictures. Before we came, I came on April 18th here. On the 17th, this is what I drew up in my mind or there. I mean, if that don't look like exactly what you're thinking,
Yeah.
because I've been watching the YouTube, I think Victor will like this big, and I'm going, I know, that's what I said, Ian, that's what I
Already
said.
what you drew.
But, and what it is, it isn't us talking, it's a car telling us what to do.
Well, we've done enough stuff so far.
Right. I mean,
So
we like it. That's when I came in and seen this. I said, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I was talking to Jamie yesterday about this line on here, and I think the fender's just a little bit too pointy.
Yeah, you're right. It is, and it just turning to the side. But this angle you got it kind of matches the front. Really, it's not as severe.
I was actually pushing this on the front fender to
Yeah.
form it.
Yeah, this is perfect. You just need to keep it straight, and it's a little bit too sharp. Keep it at this same angle, and you're done. I mean, what you did with the trunk or with the hood of that car or with the
roof.
top, with the roof, amazing. But I told you, you would pull that off.
Well, I got another crazy idea, and this is just me. You know how like the British cars will have like a little Continental kit, they'll have the circle with the
Yeah,
tire.
yeah.
So instead of doing a tire, what if we made a circle trunk opening? What if the trunk opening was a circle?
You know what? As long as we got that line, because you're gonna have the line to the door, right? That's like a quarter of a circle, so
Yeah.
you're matching it. And
Some people said make the whole deck come off. You know, I get all these ideas thrown at me, and I was like, well, sure, we could do that, but that's kind of predictable, you know? And we've done plenty of cars without a trunk, but I've always wanted to do round doors or a round opening, and I just feel like that would lend.
that's a good idea. I mean, we've never done that, and I'm still in my mind somewhere is that rumble seat. I know it's kind of weird, but even at this same angle, but just rumble. So when the seat opens up, this comes from here back, so someone could be comfortable in there.
We could
But
do that in round and have a big round.
or one seater, right? That'd be cool. Two
That's
people in
what
the
I'm
front
saying.
and a rumble seat in
The
the middle.
mother-in-law seat.
That's it. That's like
That's what they
a
call it,
good
right?
idea. But no, everything flows. I mean, you stretch that out, you're pretty much what even with the front fender, so you bulged it so it doesn't look so narrow anymore.
Well, again, just thinking out loud. It's just for discussion, right? So it's just like, what if? You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's too small. Or we could take it out even bigger, but then this could just
No,
flip open.
that's it. You know what? You just sold me. I'm sold. It's I don't know what cars have. That's something that Peterson Museum
You would
did
see
the same
something.
thing.
Reminds me of something out of like the Great Gatsby.
And that's what we're building, actually. I mean, exactly that. Great Gatsby on steroids, right? I mean, it's like,
Worthy of Fruity Pebble Beach.
wow.
Awesome. But I want to pitch you one other idea too. You know we're gonna have to change the shape of the doors, obviously, because
That
of that
I
fender.
knew that coming in.
Yeah. So just imagine this. Just imagine looking at this with no headlights on it. It's got to have headlights, but just look at the shape without these vertical bars.
I seen that coming in. In fact, I brought these in, and I know it's off. And when I see, I don't know where I got these somewhere.
Somebody
But
made
I was saying, what if I took the headlights off and did something crazy like this
Yeah.
and sunk it in? Or, I mean, I got tons of those over there. First, I'd like to finish the fabrication and at least take this off. To me, I was looking up these 38 Caddy and they all got different grills, but this one series, I don't know what series
Series
this is.
60 is what I read. Yeah.
With this is like amazing, but by your modification, you changed it even more.
It's sectioned 8 inches. Remember, the hood used to be up here.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sectioned 8 inches down. That's why there's a little mismatch in the grill and that, because it's a little bit off. But
Yeah, but what's that? Another sonic boom.
the coming of the
Your
second.
family's coming to visit or something?
Yeah, the UFOs just flew over.
We start taking
I
the
love
lights
those
off.
tail lights. Those have
And
been
then
sitting in your
these
shop
tail
forever.
lights, check out this is what we need once you straighten the line and round it off.
And do you have a lens for that?
Somewhere I got a lens at the shop. I just got to find it. But I'm going to chrome these later so you could just those will probably go in probably 8 inches off the ground. So they'll just sit here.
Yeah. No, I see that totally.
Right. And that will like soften it all up there.
Now, do you think that this should be flat to the ground, or do you think it should turn under?
It should turn under a little and actually come up. Visually, you know me, I like everything on the ground, but the problem doing this, when I lift it up in the front, we're going to rip that up. So we got to just a little. I think you're right. I think we just maybe just round just a little.
Okay. That picture you showed me had some kind of little chrome emblems that would mimic that.
Yeah, and then just to that point here, it goes back down to this level. I'm okay right there.
Right.
Just so when I pick it up, it could even be a little bit more. Yes. That's it right there.
All right.
Yeah, and actually that's a little bit too high there. I don't want to lose. I want to smash dimes.
Well, all in a day's work. And then, yeah, the chalk marks that we were making earlier about this front fender.
Yes.
If you're cool with that, I was thinking maybe the fender could come into the door, but if you're cool with just kind of taking that, yeah, because it's movie magic. We talked earlier. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, we're looking at this. Ian's idea, which is brilliant, was to bring this down to here. The problem, the door's already too small, and I know it's all show, but I think if we I need a little room to get in. I had marked this out at least, yeah, maybe depending on what it takes. That way this just rounds. But the fender's in the front. I love that contour on it. But it's like incredible. I mean, incredible.
As far as the windshield goes, I mean, these are all bronze, and I'm cool with using it, but we'll have to figure out how to make these bigger. Did we go over this last time you were here? This wants to sit like this, right? But look how much wider it is than the Auburn.
Even if you could find a way to even eliminate this and we just use a windshield and all we're using are the pillars, right? One pillar, the pillar there, and two end pillars, and eliminate that. Save you a whole lot of trying to figure it out.
You ain't kidding.
Right?
Just pillars and glass.
Just to screw in here somehow, and then from the inside, so you just got this one little piece. Then we go windshield and windshield. Right?
Okay.
And it'd be a lot lighter too.
Like that little Scooby-Doo car I did that you love.
Oh, where's the Scooby-Doo at?
No, look at this. No, this one.
Oh yeah, Zach. See, that's it. Whatever you did there.
It's a boat windshield.
That, in fact, could you want the center?
Oh yeah.
I'm good with that.
But clear, not yellow.
Yes.
Just pillar.
And then, yeah, I think is that how the other Scooby-Doo was, like this?
Yes, exactly. 100%. Yeah, with two little lugs on the inside and it bolted in from underneath.
That's it. I'm good with that. That solves that problem, right?
Yes. Yeah. And I was also thinking that maybe this was just a little bit too high.
Yeah, but I love how you put that.
Yeah, and I'll hammer it a little bit more.
Arch in the middle.
Close. We got a little zig and a zag, but I'll bring that down a little bit. Just let it flow right in.
So did you see that Ian is experimenting with the English wheel?
Oh, I thought it was just taken for granted. Yeah. So, yeah, I got that English wheel 4 years ago, and remember I used it on the front fender on the Merc Eater. and I never really used it since, only a couple times. So I've been kind of experimenting with it. The fellow Bill who came and taught me some stuff, that's kind of where I'm at with this, just learning.
And I remember when you got it because you were like, what the heck is this or how does it work?
Right.
Remember I bought you one when I first met you
And I didn't want to
28
touch it.
years ago.
I didn't want to
He
touch
started rolling. I said, dude, they invented this English wheel in like the 1800s
it. Yeah,
to like roll stuff. And I took it to
I
you
don't know what to
and
do
he
with
still
that.
never used
I
it.
don't know
It's
what to
still
do with it.
sitting there. But
Right.
actually, I've been watching the YouTube. Amazing what you're doing. And it's all practice, right? That's all
100%.
practice.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, look at this. That's it. Whatever you did here,
Yeah.
you're done. Straighten the line, and this is the curve here. That's too severe, and round it off. And
Just take that down.
you like nailed it. I mean, nailed it, nailed it. So the door here, what are you thinking here?
Just a little trim. Just, we can get our gaps of this fender. And we'll roll right into here, right?
Beautiful.
This will come right through. It'll hide all that. It'll
Yeah.
cut it off. And then the door will just shut where it would.
And then this would just round up to here, right?
Exactly, yeah.
I'm impressed. But the thing is, the car, looking at you doing this on YouTube, this car has so much inspiration and it's making you do stuff you normally do, just out of the box. Look at this thing.
Well, that was one thing too. Jamie was like, "Why don't you just work on the English wheel?" Because you know how we did so many other cars, we just panel, 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 and it just looked really faceted. So this helps. It really speeds up the whole thing.
This is perfect. The way this is, all the way down, a little bit rounded on the bottom. Cut those lights in the back. I brought a couple other things because I know, like for some type of bumper stuff, I know we're going to do some tail lights in there. Like I brought two round bumpers. If we could just cut them and put them together and just have something here so there's some kind of bumper.
Maybe just between the fenders, or
just, yeah. In fact, I'll show you.
Well, like your Auburn, you have those chrome things, then they're just accents, but
yes,
you call them bumpers.
I bought you more envisioning stuff.
Ah, good. We were out.
I know, either for mine or yours. I don't know if you need that. We just had it there. Here, Jamie, I got you a kite. You got enough wind, so you got a kite.
Yeah, we got enough wind. These things have been put on almost every one of our projects.
Right now. But I'm thinking like this. Cut this off and this off.
Right.
You put these together, it ends, and we're done.
Yeah.
You've probably seen this on the wall.
Yeah.
But for the mufflers. But I don't know if this will go with that style.
Want me to check?
Right?
Where'd you get that?
I don't know. Just
it's
probably.
Cast aluminum.
Yeah, it is, but.
That's like the Kaiser style.
Kinda, yeah.
Somebody made that.
Exactly,
that
Kaiser.
Sweet.
That too, because of this, and then the mufflers. We need the mufflers coming out. Do I have a gas tank on that thing?
Not yet.
But we don't want to take away from that style, which I don't think it will. But it needs something. But I love the way, because I definitely need to put mufflers anyway. But sink it way in to just this much is showing.
Mm-hmm. Well, that thing is sweet. Somebody made that, and there's no casting marks or anything. This is like either one or two of a kind.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's pretty cool.
Really cool.
But just way in there. And I don't know if it changes the look, but I got to put some tailpipes anyway.
Somewhere, right? Yeah, right.
Either that or, like I said, just these two tips. Cutting that off, welding together, so it just ends and ends. But I guess after the modifications done on the fenders, you'll look at it.
I think so, right? But I mean, these are just generic shapes, so to cut those is no real loss.
And that way it keeps with the flow too on the bottom.
Yeah.
Because the car is telling the story. I don't want to take it away from the bumpers or mimic anything else we've done. But and then this here, I just seen this as the front bumper. And this here bothers me because it's taken away.
The vertical lines, right?
But just a little bit, maybe, or just this, but because I love that teardrop coming out like that.
Yeah.
because this way wouldn't go, but this way upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then check this out. See, look at this line right here.
Yeah.
That's my fender line here too,
Okay.
right?
Follow that.
And I know that might change, but I don't know about those lights because remember my Zephyr, I always regret removing those. These because it's taken away, and if anything, that one bumperette I just got, and this off, and you'll really
You
see
could
that
always just
front end.
splice these down a little bit. You know,
And
take
that
them off
too.
the stand, maybe half them. Just bring it down a little
I
bit.
agree too.
Yeah.
But I'm impressed on what you did with the fenders already and the trunk. That's like, and then just so you know, I brought a couple other things that doesn't have to do with you, but on the interior, I was looking at, I see, and I'll bring them out just to kind of show you what I was thinking too.
Oh,
Here,
and
grab
I didn't
that.
realize you needed a escort helmet.
But check this out. I don't know what this was from. A Ford, and then this fit right in there. I had this laying there.
Oh, that's shoebox Ford stuff.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Something like that.
But something just crazy, just in the middle. Remove all of this, and then or something like this stuck in the middle, and then we would do some spears just coming out, 2 spears on that other side with the console going down.
Yeah.
Or one more.
That's nice too.
This one too, just something smaller going there with some maybe 1, 2, 3 spears, 1 big one and 2 small ones. Because the steering wheel I'm going to have restored. That's cool.
It's a great one. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this with 1 long spear and 2 small spears, and we're done.
I like that one. Yeah.
Cool. And then, yeah, we just come down with the center.
Right, right.
But I'll take these back. I just couldn't sleep last night, so I went into the garage. This is the last one. This is off of a 32 Roadster. The guy said he had built it. I think it was like a Boyd's or one of those, and he totaled it out, and he was at Pomona selling all the parts.
Is it glass?
Yeah, it's glass, but this might fit right in there too. Like, look, we just extended,
too.
right?
That's clean. That's
Right.
super clean. Makes my job a lot easier.
Right, and that's why I'm going to leave you this, right? Because we're going to blend
a little shelf
this in.
to hang it on and match it.
Right, because we already have the contour, right?
I love that. Because I was saying I like the oval one the best. And
Yeah.
that is just nice.
Right, that's it.
You got your vents to come in with the AC
Air
you want,
conditioning
your
or
heat.
whatever.
Either way, it's all up for debate. I'll get on that other fender and improve, and then we'll work on the rest of this stuff.
Oh, thank you for having me. I love this. I'm just going to go slower coming up that road. I'll be like...
Yeah, your truck will get airborne. We don't even go 50 miles an hour on that.
Yeah, no. Well, now you tell me. You know me, I do everything in a hurry. But at least the audience will say, hey, calm down this time.
All right, so Victor was describing these fenders, and we came up with a game plan. I called it. I knew one thing. He said, what did he say? Perform it.
Yeah, this is perfect. You just need to keep it straight, and it's a little bit too sharp. Keep it at this same angle, and you're done. I mean...
So, yeah, Victor and I at this point read each other's minds. So that's really what I was expecting. He had no truly revolutionary news. It was just, yeah, I like what you're doing. We're going to do A, B, C, and D. So you could say I saw it coming. Jamie, you asked, and some other people asked, how are you going to mimic this shape from side to side? We're going to make patterns. Since I didn't know where I was going with this, I just built something, and now we have a couple ideas. So Victor showed up with all the pattern paper.
He did.
Big stack, so we were refreshed on that. And I wanted to share one thing, because Victor, you could, right from your angle, see it perfectly. You know, this is curving in. He didn't like that. So I said, well, you know, the Zephyr fender does that.
Mm-hmm.
So I just followed that. Hey, you know, Don't shoot the messenger kind of thing. Don't cheat the messenger. So you might think, well, how do you come up with a good visual line from where you want to come from on this? So a lot of people said use a chalk line from the front through the deck lid. I'm going to disagree with that. You know why? Because when you pull the chalk line over a ridge, that doesn't necessarily give you a straight shot. You have different points of contact you're working on. So your eye can visually see that, but you'll have to adjust until it's right. Uh, I consider a perfect straight shot. Look at that shadow. Using the sun. Right? Think about it. Straight line above, straight line below.
Isn't that how like the Egyptians like built the pyramids and stuff?
Well, in some of my time studying ancient architecture,
On
that,
YouTube.
that was one of the things we used.
On YouTube.
YouTube, it's for everybody. So this is what I showed Victor yesterday, and he agreed. So we're looking at the line of the fender. The basic gist of it through the center is right here. You see this right here? Kind of tapping off here, and it does wobble a little bit, but then it comes right back in, right? So what I did for him yesterday, and I've used this a lot, putting graphics on cars, like when I laid out on the original Space Junkie, all those lines, that was not just a simple tamped arrangement. We used a spotlight and straight edges. So I'm going to turn the lights off in the shop and explain exactly how it goes down. So this is our sun, right? Our light source. So can you see the shadow on the ground?
Yep.
Right now it's high noon. That's the morning. That's the evening. Can you dig it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. Nice straight lines. Do you see the chalk line on the floor right there?
Yep.
That's what I did. I said, where would you like to see? So see, now the shadow is centered on the peak of the fender. So we just kicked it over just a little bit, about that much. And I seriously traced right off of that shadow. See this?
Mm-hmm.
So that brings this edge right to there. So to find the center, see that? That's how we ended up with that mark. So he wants to move this over this much. Not a huge task.
I spied on you today.
Yes.
So I saw what you ordered from Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight.
You ordered Neil knee pad, roller knee pads. Oh my gosh, maybe somebody sent them to us then. And then used our email address. Somebody's sending you rolling knee pads.
Ooh, I did not.
That
I'm
was
excited
you?
to see.
Oh, whoever's watching this that ordered it, I got the email.
Interesting.
Ian just said he can't wait to try that out.
Yeah, I've got to come running across the shop and skid right into position. Like Ferris Bueller. No, who was it? Tom Cruise.
Yep. Wow.
All right, so good talk. See you tomorrow. I mean, wait, we got work to do.
Yes.
So we're going to say this is where we want our center. And then we know that that mark is there, and then that mark is there. Will this go on? It will not. All right. So now we got the whole fender from the skirt to the rear area. See where I'm going here? But we're going to move that center outward. Makes sense?
It looks like a booby. I'm like 12. You can't take me anywhere.
Between the dad jokes and now this. So now we will transfer this mark to this side. We prepare the old flip it and reverse it procedure. That's roughly where we're at. So see what we're up to here? You don't want this to land, but like this. That's where it was. Yeah, cool. So the tip on that one was over here. Not a huge adjustment, but an adjustment. That's what it's all about. One thing I was describing to him was maybe we're going to use the larger round tube in here to build this one. And I happen to have some. I think these are left over from the bug, but I won't really have trouble replicating that. Way too curved. All right, let's curve one.
So when you curve one of those like that, how that one's curved,
Yeah.
can you uncurve it?
You could, but it'd probably be a thing. They have a tool for brake lines because brake line comes in a coil, metal brake line, and you can run it through this little roller thing. So I imagine you could create that.
Just curious.
Yes, I'm sure there's a way.
Don't mind me. I'm just looking at my play button.
Yeah, I know. Everyone will get play button envy from here on out. We talked about making like a funny video, you know, a lot of special effects and unveiling the play button, etc. But we both felt an honest thank you would be more appropriate. Wouldn't you say?
I agree.
I had a strobe light. I had confetti.
I got a dress.
Jamie got a dress. We thought, you know what? We didn't get here by putting it all on like that.
Now, if we get to 1 million
Oh,
subscribers,
forget about it. We're going to be on a boat.
it's going to be, we're going to be popping bottles. Sparklers, you know, the whole nine.
Horns aplenty. Let's see what that looks like. Nope, it's got to curve a lot more. All right, we're getting closer. Yeah, right there. That'll do it. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna cut this flat end off because that tool only works a certain degree, a certain amount of this. So I'm gonna get into the curve. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna bring this up to right up here. A little more curve. It's interesting when you bend it like this, you can feel it right through the sole of your shoe. Yeah, there it is. So you see how much that's off. You have to bring it over. We want this to be here. We want this to sink right in. All right, I'm gonna tack this into place. Take a little bit out of there. Let's put the little shade on this and take a look. See that again?
I said, where did you learn the shade trick? Did somebody teach you that?
I read this in a hot rod magazine somewhere.
Ah.
Yeah. I can live with it. What I'm seeing here is holding the light here. Look at this point and look at that point. Right, see the shade coming across? As soon as it gets to high noon, blip. And look at the shadow here. Blip. I like it. I was worried that this might be rolled, that the tube might be rolled one way or another, but
Fascinating.
science. Our friend Tom, who lives in the area, was watching the other day's episode, and he's like, I hear you complaining. I can't believe you're actually out there working in this wind. I'm just hunkered down, just waiting for it to pass. It's like, I know, man. Like, you can't stop the wind from coming through this shop, even if the doors are closed. So today is the day. It's nice. So, in an effort to not be redundant, I'm going to make a template of the outside of this, do a little whamma jamma on it, but you already saw me make this, right? So I'm just going to make that off camera. I'm just going to bring this in so we have a representation of that, and then not going to bore you with the fine details. Make a quick template of this side. All right, a little shrink in that panel. Oh, it's got to be puffed out more. That's too much. All right, doesn't have to be perfect right now. We are close. One more shrink right here. Once I put this in the English wheel, it'll probably affect this curve a little bit. Really, hold on. Yeah, okay. Very, very close. All right, put it in the wheelie dealy. Bill, Mr. Longyard, was talking some serious science in a few of his messages. He was telling me a way to really increase the speed with which I form this.
Well, he also said that we should put the camera on a tripod and then have me help like support
On
it.
the large pieces that I was messing up on, yeah.
And I would honestly love to do that, because out of anything in the shop that interests me, it's the English wheel. Because I don't like welding. I don't want to get burnt. The grinder, no.
It's funny because when I was in my early 20s, not knowing anything about metalwork, really, forming, I would try to make these bowls out of copper, because the company I worked for made copper gutters, a lot of copper gutters and flashing. So I would hammer this stuff, and I would end up tearing the edges almost every time. I don't know if it was because the copper wasn't soft enough. I don't remember, but the amount of shape I see being put into the steel in these pictures Bill's showing me is just like the edges don't tear. I wonder if a pro has that problem. I would try to roll the edge over like I don't know how you would compare it by just a verbal statement, but picture the edge of a bucket, right? 5-gallon pail has that little ridge around the top. So steel pails have that with like a little rail inside of it, a little wire. And when I try to roll the copper like that, it would tear. Just thinking out loud. Again, trying to keep the episode moving. All the review of what we just accomplished. Alright, here we are. Cool. Now this looks a little odd. I'm going to shrink this just a little bit right here. Hold this in just a touch. Put this little flange in right here. You don't want to miss this.
What?
My improvisation. I got the stick to the rubber to the wheel adapter. You gotta do whatever it takes. All right. So looking at it now, we're gonna have to bring this out more. Just clamping it kind of stressed it a little bit. So that's cool. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. I'm Might do a little bit more. I'm gonna have it a little bit more crown than I need it, just because with all that stress, I'll be able to hammer this flatter now. All right, stick to the rubber block, wheel adapter to the bender. Got it. Nailed it right there. Mark this, got it. So we're going to want this to come through here. That is graceful. Just gives us a little hi-ya action. It's very close. Yeah. I'll just put a brace right to there. We moved it over a little bit. Got a little bit of a rounder edge once this is ground down. I don't know what's not to like about that.
It's perfect.
I got an itch. Needs scratching.
I do too.
Volkswagen.
Right?
Back to the bug. Cadillac's not over, but got to get back on that thing.